welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be looking at a book called Kiki MacAdoo and the Graveyard Ballerinas. Now, I looked at this book before I realized that it was not anything to do with Swan Lake. Instead, it's connected to another classical ballet, in this case, Giselle. Also depressing. Very similar. Very depressing. They're both very, very similar, particularly in their plot. So, Giselle tells the story of a young peasant girl by the name of Giselle who loves to dance, has a bad heart, and a prince who falls in love with her, even though he's engaged to somebody else. And he hides his identity, so she doesn't know who he is. And she has somebody else in her village who is also in love with her. So, in the course of the story, of course, Giselle finds out that the man she's in love with is a prince. They can't get married. She's a peasant. He's a prince. This is medieval times. Not gonna happen. She drops dead, quite frankly. She either dances or frantically dances and then proceeds to drop dead. So that is Act 1. In Act 2, she becomes a spirit. They are called I believe it's the Willis. I think it's W-I-L-L-S. Now, they are a legend of basically they're the spirits of women who frequently died of a broken heart on their wedding day. So what they do is they haunt the forest, and any man they see, no matter what, they enchant him to dance to death. So this is what happens. Giselle dies. She becomes one of them. The gentleman who was in love with her goes into the forest. He's eventually found by the Willis, and he dances until he can't dance anymore, and then they drown him. So, yeah, he's dead. Then the prince comes in to lay flowers on her grave, and the Willis finds him, and they're going to make him dance. And he begs for forgiveness, and the queen doesn't care. And Giselle's spirit begs for his forgiveness, and she does not care. And somehow, through Giselle's love for him and her trying to protect him, she's able to save him. And and her spirit is able to rest. So she does not continue on tormenting, and he's able to survive. So that is the main basic story of Giselle. It is a very, very beautiful ballet. I have not had a chance to see it yet. I want to. But similar to Swan Lake, it's girl betrayed by prince, and she dies. He doesn't die in this one, but she dies. Giselle. And Sleepy in the Swan Princess, they both die. Or just she dies. No matter what, she dies. So that's the basic of Giselle. In this story, what happens is you have these two sisters, older and younger, who go off to this ballet camp, which is, I think, just a couple of weeks. And they are told it's out in the middle of nowhere. They're told, don't go across the lake. Kiki, who is the younger sister, goes across the lake. She meets a boy by the name of Oliver. He is the groundskeeper's son. She starts realizing the Willis are in the forest. There's a lot of graves going on. And she realizes this is all true, where including the former owners of the school's daughter, whose heart was broken on her wedding day, and she died in the forest. So I believe her name was Priscilla. So she goes out figuring out all sorts of different things going on. She's actually put in a lower class with younger kids, so she's kind of embarrassed that her dancing isn't that good. Her sister is really fantastic. Her sister's not entirely happy to be there because her best friend was supposed to join them, but she hurt herself. And the best friend is back home being able to hang out with the boyfriend of the older sister. So you can probably see where this is going. Near the end, it's going to be her sister's 16th birthday. So she convinces the headmistress of the school to throw a party for her sister because she's going to be 16. The other girls who have birthdays during camp are going to be able to go home. The other thing that's going on at the time is the nephew of the owner has gotten, I think, whether he's married or he's engaged to a woman who's very, very selfish and basically trying to convince everyone that the aunt is crazy so she can take over because she's power hungry. And at one point in time, Oliver and Kiki find this out. They realize what she's up to. They tell the headmistress during the party. Now, first, during the party, we'll get back to the headmistress in a minute. Typical happening. A lot of friends come, including the older sister's best friend and who's supposed to be her boyfriend. Yeah, she catches them kissing and she runs off to the forest. Her sister goes trying to find her. Eventually realizes she's gone to the forest, and she tries to save her sister. And she's fighting the Willis to protect her sister. It's like her sister's only 16. They're like, we don't care. We have girls here that age. But so she fights her sister, and then eventually with the help of Oliver and they're able to rescue her sister. But there was also a legend of a girl who escaped. But they cast a spell on her, and her feet, basically her toes, rotted off. And the groundskeeper, who's also a healer, had told Kiki what he did, what he could have done to save her, and as well as his son Oliver, but he doesn't entirely remember. So Kiki goes to the house because her sister's feet start basically toes start turning black, and she's able to find the right stuff. And then I think part of it is also love, that she has to do that, and she's able to save her sister, and she's able to save her sister's feet as well. So then they get home. They leave their sister in the headmistress's office because she's passed out because they're completely exhausted. They go looking for the headmistress. They find her in the basement, locked in a room, tied up and duct taped. They're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. The nephew shows up. Aunt reveals that she was kidnapped by his fiancé-wife. The fiancé-wife shows up. Nephew pretty much tells her off. It's like, what the heck do you think you're doing to my aunt? And she whines and complains, and he's like, get the heck out of here. Call a taxi, go catch a train, go away. So, because this isn't what he wants. So he of course he apologizes to his aunt. And then they have their big performance, and everybody lives happily ever after. And the girl's father had been away on a archaeological dig. So this is a very interesting book. I found it very, very entertaining. How long is it? Pull it up here. So it's 204 pages. This is definitely not for the younger kids. Lots of death, lots of Giselle. Again, ghosts and death and dancing. It's definitely for middle school and up. It's probably a good way to get them interested in classical ballet. Otherwise, it's just an interesting book. It's a great ghost story. So if you're looking for recommendations for a ghost story, girls or boys, because again, Oliver's a major character in here. The princes are also a major character kind of in here because they're going to be danced to death. So, but nonetheless, it is a very, very entertaining book. Definitely for the older kids, great ghost story. Not too scary, but it's a great ghost story. I highly recommend this book. Again, this is by, who's the author here? Colette Sewall is the name of the author. So, yeah, very enjoyable book. Not really a love story. It's definitely a ballet ghost story. If you have a kid who really likes Giselle, this is a great story. Sorry, my hair's a mess. It's 8:13 at night. Still need to get my kid to bed, and it's a Saturday. So you guys will see this Monday. But nonetheless, enjoyable book. Great for girls who like classical ballet, girls who are in ballet, definitely middle school and up. Maybe late elementary, but caution, just because of the subject matter. So definitely on the darker. It's definitely a youth book. Have a quick look at this. It's partially that's just because it's longer, because it's 204 pages. Let me see. Definitely going to be middle grades would be my. I'm trying to think of how old Kiki is. How old is she? Pull up the. Let's see, because the older sister is 16. I think she's like maybe 12 or 13. I'm not quite sure. Double checking here. Exactly. See this? Let's see. I'm gonna guess she's probably middle school age, just kind of by where she's at. Maybe getting into the freshman in high school, but again, that's kind of the age range this book is focusing on. It's focusing on upper middle school, high school ages, because again, the sister is 16. So, and this is the younger sister who's probably, actually youngest would be 7th grade, but I'm thinking more 8th, 9th. So we're talking 13, 14, maybe 15. Well, yeah, 13, 14. So, fantastic book. Highly recommend it. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. Friday I will be doing a review of a Barbie Swan Lake. So we will get to that. Definitely on a younger age. So like and subscribe, leave a positive comment if you have one, and I will see you next time. Thank you.